Hello, this is Goku for the Sim 1, and I'm back, this time to talk about the future of Metroid. What do I want to see in the future of Metroid? So this will be a part one of a two-part. This part's not a pitch, the second part will be my pitch. This is just an idea I thought, and it might be a little controversial, but please leave a comment below telling me what you think. If you have an idea on this, would you be against this or would you be for this? Now, this idea is to remake the Metroid trilogy, the original one, Metroid, Metroid 2, Return of Samus, and then Super Metroid, but in the guise of Metroid Prime. So it would look like Metroid Prime. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, why would you remake Metroid 1? They've already done it with Zero Mission. Well, that's the reason. The reason is because I would want them to all look the same, and I would want them to be in 3D. Now, I'm not necessarily for this, but I'm not against this idea because I think this would be a neat idea. A lot of people haven't played a lot of the original Metroid. A lot of people have started with the Prime trilogy, and this would give them a way of playing the original Metroid games, which if you haven't, go play them. But start with Zero Mission, that is a better game. But also, the question goes, do you remake Zero Mission or do you remake the original Metroid game? And the reason I say this is because there are some style choices that are different from the original Metroid game to Zero Mission. Be it that it's more cave-like in Zero Mission to where they look more like pillars. And playing Super Metroid recently, they still look like pillars. Now there's cave-like things, but when you get to that original area, it looks more built, more artificial. To where in the new game, Zero Mission, one of the newer games in the series, it looks more cave-like throughout. Now, and that's a great game. Go play that. I love Zero Mission. Zero Mission was one of the greatest remakes ever. Period. But I think this idea has some merit, and I've never heard anybody talk about this, but I think this idea theoretically would have some merit because there's so much you could do. How do you convert it? Now, the biggest question is, Metroid 1 and Super Metroid would be easy to do this. You just make everything 3D. I think the second Metroid game, you really have to go in and you really have to actually remake the game. You have to figure out how to make that game because that game isn't really, like, it's a fun game, it's not a bad game, but I do think in modern day you'd kind of have to restructure it and do some different things with it. Obviously you'd have the beginning and you would have the end, and the structures would look similar, but I think the Kill 40 Metroids is fine, but don't make those the bosses. Actually make bigger bosses in the game. That's what I would do. And there's a lot of things you could do with it. Now, obviously, if you did this, you would have to remove some of the power-ups. You would have to restructure some things. But I do think this idea has merit. I am for it if they want to do this. I'm not against this idea. But I'm not necessarily, this is not what I want them to do. This is just an idea that I thought I wanted to get out. So I would love to hear your thoughts. So please leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. This was Goku for the Sim 1, and I'll see you next time. YouTube.